Afternoon, y'all. It's Reggie White, aka Bullet, if you know me from the motorcycle world, aka Speeding Bullet, if you know me from the Instagram world. So, wanted to jump right into a topic that I had discussed with a couple of people, and I wanted to put this out here to the channel, and maybe we can start this discussion and maybe come up with some pros and cons for this particular topic. So the thing that I want to discuss is a post that I saw Gilly make the other day. I don't know if it's a TikTok post or Instagram post, but Gilly, who most of you guys know who Gilly is, from Philly, amazing brother who's been doing amazing things. Used to be Gilly the Kid, back when he used to rap and was a talented rapper, and now he's turned into just a talented voice for the community that he came from, a talented voice for the Philadelphia community. So when you think of Philadelphia, Gilly is one of the people that you think about. A person who is highly respected, is doing his thing in the podcast world, and just in being an active, positive influencer. So Gilly's the man. And people follow Gilly, they listen to what he has to say. So it's important when he makes a post pretty much asking a question. So the question that he asked was college, and whether or not college is overrated. He said something to the effect of colleges for 2024, college is overrated. And he started to kind of explain that the people that he knows who have college degrees are struggling versus the people who are rich don't have college degrees. And he gave an example of a person with 6 degrees and his boss only has a high school diploma, and how just unfair and ridiculous that looks and sounds. So Gilly posed the question of college or not. Is college a waste of time? Is college overrated? So I figured I would give you my perspective to answer that question. But before I do, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and engage with the channel. Love to hear you guys' opinion on this subject. So, is college overrated? I think that college has kind of evolved as our understanding of education has evolved, with either the community, let's just say the Black community, the United States, but also the world, and how we think of education, and how we think of education equaling a job and a career. So I think that when you think about how exclusive education used to be, for, say, Black people, not even having the ability to learn how to read, write, any of those things. Obviously, the slave owners and those who wanted to continue to keep Black people oppressed did not want Black people to be able to become educated, to be able to read or write. One of the reasons why, and it's funny, I figured this out a few years ago watching some type of documentation, but one of the reasons why Black people weren't allowed to learn how to read or write is because they would just write their own, they would just write their own freedom pass, or they would just write out their own document saying that they were free. So it was a tactic to make sure that Black people didn't have the ability to just write themselves as a free person. Very, very cynical, but effective in keeping Black people oppressed. But as education became more accessible for Black people, the types of education, meaning like the the tiers of education became more accessible, but also within the economy and the larger part of the world, those tiers of education were not necessarily tied to employment. At some point, a a high school diploma ended up being the standard for most employment, especially with jobs in the city, jobs away from rural areas. High school diploma became the standard, and then at some point, uh, college bachelor degree became the standard, and then it became a master's and a doctorate, and those things ended up being the different standards of employment and ways to really weed out people, uh, from certain types of positions, and to get a person that they felt as though were qualified, which a lot of times meant they weren't black, right? Because our experience with actually getting education is only 150 years old. So just in terms of within the community, within our families, it being a priority, it was an easy, it becoming more of a priority, but having so much of us not get educated, it was a way to keep us out of the job market and to keep us out of certain positions. So in the sense of whether or not today college is a waste of time or college is overrated, I would say the example that Gilly gave of a person having 6 degrees and a boss who didn't have a high school diploma, I'm gonna say that's an extreme example, but I think there are real world examples of people who have college degrees but aren't necessarily as successful as we or they would like to be. Now, that would mean that you have a general kind of idea of what success looks like. If success looks like you are doing better than your previous generation, so you're doing better than your father, who hopefully did better than his father, and vice versa. If your idea of success is achieving more than the previous generation, then just having the ability to go to college is probably a success. But if you want to monetize or put a dollar sign on success, then a college degree is kind of iffy. I'm just gonna say it's kind of iffy in the sense of what it takes in order to get a college degree. The first thing is it takes a certain amount of income to be able to afford college, right? And if you can afford college and you can get loans, you know, you're already starting off behind the 8 ball. You're in debt. So whatever you're making when you get out of college, you have to pay a percentage of that back. So that in itself makes it problematic. I'm not gonna tell you yet if I think it's overrated or not, but it makes it problematic that you are starting out behind the 8 ball. You're starting out in the minus category versus someone who, let's just say, just goes into the workforce. So now, leaving the workforce, they have 4 years of experience versus your 4 years of college, where someone may look towards experience versus a degree. It's a matter of the preference of who's ever doing the hiring. You also have the factor of people who just want to see a college degree. So there are some jobs that a college degree is preferred, or a college degree is needed or mandatory, regardless of the position, which is just another way of weeding out folks. That's all it is. It's another way of weeding out folks. So my kind of thought about college is this. I feel like college is not for everyone. I think that there are millions of people who have degrees, who are successful, who have reached the level of success that they are comfortable with. And that's across the spectrum, but that's also across the world, that there is a place for college. I think that college and universities offer a perspective on life that you cannot get in the general workforce. I think that when you go to college, especially if you go away to school or you go to a larger school where you're going to be around more people, it's going to be diverse. There's going to be diversity of of opinion. There's going to be diversity of sexes. There's going to be diversity of ideas. There's going to be diversity of geographic location. This person, is from the Midwest. This person is from down south. This person is from Philadelphia. So you get all of this kind of melting pot, which that diversity of experience, I think, is important when you go into the workplace. That being able to share those experiences and be able to rely on those experiences when you are in the general, workspace. So I think college is important in being around people who are trying to advance ideas, people who are trying to, think about the world, study the world. So I think college as a social construct is an important place. It's a place where, like I said, you get a chance to exchange ideas. You get a chance to meet people that you would not meet just in a regular job workforce. So in that sense, I think college is great and amazing. I have connections from my time in college, professors, students, people that I came in contact with, that I have relationships with them to this day, and I didn't even graduate. So, I mean, those networks, those connections are important. Where else I think college is important, if you specifically have a career that you 100% know that you want to follow. If you want to be a doctor, say this is just, I'm focused, I want to be a doctor. You're not going to get there without going to college. It's impossible. But I think college, we should think about it in the sense of, why are you going to college? If you have a specific career choice that college is required, then college is the most logical choice in order to complete that process, complete that goal. You go to college, you want to be a lawyer, you have to follow these steps, this process, this procedure in order to become a lawyer. That's important. So if you're thinking about a very specific, narrow career choice that you have, which is a narrow interest that you have, then college is a place to go. My daughter says she wants to be a OBGYN. She has to go to college. She has to complete whatever is required in order to follow that path, in order to get into that career goal. I don't think college is for a person that just wants to go to college. I think that what was told to me, and this was probably bad advice or just misguided advice. What was told to me is college, right? That everybody, should go to college, or they should strive or push or try to go to college. But probably a better message for myself should have been, if you are going to go to college, you need to go for a specific reason. Don't just go for a major. No. If I have a specific career path that I want to follow, then I should go to a school or college, as we're talking about, that will fulfill that goal, will help you achieve that goal. That probably would have been the better choice, and probably not probably, but what I've been telling my child about going to college. She says she wants to go to college, and it's not something that I'm like, you got to go to college. It's something that you have to do. I'm more so, why do you want to go to college? What are you attempting to get out of college? What career choice do you want to pursue? Those are the reasons to go to college. Not to just go, not to just get a business degree. That unfortunately is so, I don't want to call it vague, but just not very specific in the sense of there's a lot of, that can go a lot of different directions, or it can go nowhere. So if it's something that's going to be very, very, very specific, then college is the way to go. So I do think that uh, in a certain sense, college has gotten a bad rap. And don't get me wrong, like there are a lot of negatives about college, right? That is the first thing. Um, just how these universities and these colleges are now just like lightning rods for things that are going on in society, and how universities and colleges are looked to be the next place where folks are being silenced. So is college even gonna be a safe space for intellectuals, a safe space for academics, a safe space for ideas? We don't even know where that's gonna go. Just check out what happened to Claudine Gay. You'll see that colleges, it's a business, and the bottom line is the bottom line, just like any business or corporation. So do we even know if college is going to have the same space that it has had in the past? So I guess in conclusion, um, is college overrated? I would say no, not at all. I mean, I think that there is a place for college. There is a place for those who have very specific goals that they want to complete, specific career path that they want to follow. And for them, college is the right choice. But college is definitely not the choice for everyone. For everyone. So I just wanted to, kind of talk about that, and also get your perspective, your, life experience on going to college, and whether or not you feel as though college is something that was for you, something that you're gonna either kind of encourage your children to go to college, or anyone that has went back to college. There's a lot of adult students who got their degrees or went back to school, or even thinking about going to school. What's your opinion on college? What's your opinion on going to college? So don't forget to like if you enjoy this type of conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to comment and engage with the channel. When you do that, that helps with the YouTube algorithm, and helps with making sure that the channel grows. So we will be talking soon. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.